What's up everyone, Maximilian here and welcome back to another Breaking Down Black Ops 2. So there's been a lot of info that has dropped since the last few videos I made for this series. In the background you're going to see some original Black Ops gameplay. I think of a domination game on Grid, which is one of my more favorite maps in Black Ops, and to be honest, the majority of maps in Black Ops I really like. So let's get on with the news and details because this game keeps getting more and more interesting by the minute. Some of the biggest news that's come from has been from David Vonderhaar, the community manager for Treyarch, and he was saying how that there's no death streaks period, there's no final, and there's no last stand at all. Essentially his quote was that there's no second chance, there's no last stand, there's no final stand, there's no combination whatsoever of perks or death streaks that puts anybody in a down state in multiplayer. This is not multiplayer, and there is no perk, and there are no death streaks. So, sorry, it's not in multiplayer is what he said, which is really refreshing. People were really curious about this because the more I play Black Ops, the more you get reminded of how brutally crappy Second Chance is in that game, or Second Chance Pro, and it is ridiculously annoying and is on par, I think, worse than Ghost. It honestly is. It's one of those things where if you literally killed a guy in the original Black Ops and they were close to you and they fell into Final Stand, before you could aim down to hit their body, they would have enough time to knife you. It's ridiculous, and it was one of those things that I think nobody actually liked in Call of Duty games, and except for the people that really abused it. And now that it's going to be gone, I think we can get a freaking hallelujah to that, because my gosh, man, I think the game will be much better without it. They were talking also about how point streaks are going to be actively changing in Black Ops, and how there's like the loop of point streaks, like when you get a point streak, does it build up towards your next point streak, and things like that. The quote was saying that, he said that, let me tell you that it's going to be something that they're pretty happy with. It does wrap around, but you can't earn more than one of a type, so it's like you have to use the one that you used before. So it means that kill streaks are going to stack like they did in like Modern Warfare 2 and Assault kill streaks in Modern Warfare 3. The kills and the points you get from those will actually build towards your next one, and they will loop around from what I understand. So that's actually pretty good news, because I think that was a feature in Black Ops that wasn't exactly necessary. I found getting kill streaks kind of easier in Black Ops just because Black Ops made a lot more sense to myself, but it'll be an interesting change to the Treyarch formula of Call of Duty. He also said that, let's say you take like a UAV and a counter UAV, if you earn the UAV, then earn the counter, you're going to start building up again for the UAV, which is all in one life. So that makes sense. It's just like the it's just like Assault kill streaks in Modern Warfare 3, where you don't have to die for them to reset. So that's pretty good. The other crazy thing is that they were talking about the level up progression system, and they were saying how there's 55 levels, and you get 55 unlock tokens, which allows for 100 different pieces of unlocks. Saying that when you start at level 1, you start by leveling up, and you're going to get to level 4, which you unlock create a class and have 4 different unlock tokens. This is similar to previous Call of Duties, where you're not going to have everything at your disposal at first, or even a create a class. You're going to wait till level 4. And you get 1 for each level, so you're going to have this range of things you can spend these tokens on, but not everything. So I think the big thing that made Black Ops 1 kind of boring for myself, the reason the game kind of like dried out, even though I played way beyond 10th Prestige, when you were leveling up, once you got the gun you actually wanted, and you bought it, and you bought everything you needed for it, you didn't need to buy anything else. Like for me, it was the Galil with dual mags and like a silencer, and I just ran Warlord Pro. It was great. It was awesome. I never needed anything better than that weapon, because I felt like that weapon was the best for me in my like mid to long range play style, and then even rushing in some situations. So what they want to do here is kind of limit you as far as what weapons you can get. There still is a progression system as far as acquiring guns in Black Ops 2, but you have to spend your tokens on them, and unlike the original Black Ops, you can't buy them immediately. So I think that's a lot better, and it'll actually make the game a lot more interesting for people that kind of got bored with the level up system of the original Black Ops. So I totally agree with it. They were also going about talking how people that actually play the objective and aggressive type players are going to be rewarded a lot more in this game, and I can't believe it. It's like heaven to my ears. I think they were trying to do something like this in the original or for Modern Warfare 3, and they failed horribly. But they were saying that there's definitely different events, like particularly in objective-based modes, where you're going to get a lot more points for being aggressive, for capping flags, for staying around points that are objective-based. They're saying that the values are going to change a lot for how many points you get, and they've been changing them like consistently, even since Gamescom when they chose to show off some footage. and they're going to be changing them even more up until release. So hopefully we'll get some concrete information as far as how much people are going to be rewarded for being aggressive and objective players, because I really like that. I like being the guy that has to sit around a flag. I think that instead of capping points, if your team has like 2 points capped on a domination, I think that being the defender is really important. Preventing the team from getting points capped is also one of the most important roles, and people look at caps all the time if you're actually like an objective player, but they don't usually look at defends, and I think defends are even more important depending on how good or bad your team is doing. So moving on, they were saying that another awesome thing, that custom emblems totally returning in Black Ops 2, and they're actually going to have a ton of improvements. So there's going to be a lot more layers you can use. You can actually cut and copy from certain images from one layer into another layer, and to create like this different illusion if you want. So you can use pieces of emblems and then put that into like a different layered system like you've seen before. As much as, you know, I was kind of disgusted with the ridiculous amount of like just debauchery-induced emblems that they had in the original Black Ops, I thought it was actually a really fun and cool personal thing that they did to the game, and it actually made me think that the original Black Ops had a lot of like customization and like personality to it, a lot more than something like Modern Warfare 3 did, which was like the best you can do to yourself was get a gold gun, and that was about it. So I'm really excited for that. They were also saying that the in-game scoreboards are going to be detailed like the original Black Ops, so they're going to say like how many caps you got, how many caps you, or how many defends, stuff like that. And what I like is that if you don't choose that 10 combination thing where you have to like choose your perks and your 10 points that you got to apply towards your creative class, if you start off with nothing, no weapons at all, that's how you get the knife. The knife is an established weapon for yourself if you have nothing else equipped. So that's pretty good. They were also saying that the revenge voice feature is probably going to be coming back. If you guys don't know what this is, when you kill the guy who was in the live voice chat in Modern Warfare 3, you can essentially hear them talking or screaming or just getting really upset that you shot them, which is one of the best features, I think, in Modern Warfare 3. Like, I should have just made a montage of all the dudes that would just scream profanities and rage to no end after you shot them. It is pretty hilarious, and it's also embarrassing to realize if you're doing it to the other guy and you're raging yourself, so that's most likely going to be returning. They didn't confirm it exactly, but the producers and the community guys for the game absolutely love it, so I hope so, man. So hopefully you guys enjoyed a little bit of this information. There is a lot more details that I want to go over because Black Ops 2 keeps getting more interesting and more interesting. If you enjoyed the gameplay in the background, I actually actively go through gameplay breakdowns. Instead of doing commentary related to like other things a lot of the time, I like to keep my commentary for Call of Duty about the games, or about the games that are coming out like Black Ops 2. So if you're interested in actually hopefully getting a little bit better at these games, I can kind of give you my thought process and how you go about a map and how you actually treat situations and how you essentially stay alive longer and kill more dudes and cap more points. So if you want to check that out, visit my channel at youtube.com/Miles923 if you're checking this out on Machinima Respawn. But until next time, we'll do another Black Ops 2 informational vid and some more breakdowns very soon, all covering the original Black Ops and the soon-to-be new game. My name is Maximilian, signing out.